excited that you're talking to me about the academy today. Everything that's kind of happened within. Would love to get an update too, man. Like I know it's been a while, so I
Yep.
saw that you booked this. I was excited because all the debt that you paid off. But I would like to hear kind of what's happened. Well, I guess let's start backwards a little bit. Let's start where
Mm.
you were, where you got to, and then also since we last talked.
Yeah, so from the very beginning, right, it was probably around like 38 to $39,000 in like credit card debt at the time. And I know we had our conversation in terms of what I should be doing in terms of my investments in regards to, the payoff structure in terms of, what were the rates on those credit cards and all that stuff. I paid off about like 13,000, and I've kind of been like stuck in this little range, but the reason for that being is that a lot of like life things came up. Unfortunately, like I had 3 weddings to go to that, obviously travel for that and all that
You're at
stuff.
the
So
you're at the
unfortunately,
age of wedding season.
yeah, yeah, which is it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but like travel and hotels and all that stuff, But the having the budget really also helps, and I think um, that's been super helpful. Keeping track day to day, and then just seeing where my money's going, and just also having the conversations with my girlfriend about like how applying that into her life. I'm not. I didn't give her your budget. She's got her own thing now. I told her how to create her own,
That
but
might scare her away a little bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But she's doing that. But like I think for me too, and I probably like when the new year happened, I was kind of down on myself. I felt that I wasn't really getting. I am getting closer to my overall goal of being debt free, and I obviously have the budget and the structure, and all the classes have taught me a lot of things in terms of where I want to go and where I want to be. But other things too that happened. I was kind of expecting some work related things to trickle in terms of deals being closed, and I was going to put that bonus money towards the debt, but that kind of has been kicked out just because of it's just work. Like clients, like you worked at Deloitte, you know how clients are, they kick the can down the road,
Sure.
and you have to deal with people. So I know that money's coming in. It's just a matter of when I can apply that. And I think I was just getting down on myself and just mentally feeling low after the new year because I had a goal to get myself to a certain place, but hadn't gotten there yet. But got to realize, like, hey, I still made progress. Like I'm still a third done with the credit card debt, and I know I'm on the path to getting there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
dude,
definitely,
you paid off a ton of debt. I mean, give yourself some credit. First off, it's you
yeah,
paid off 12K of debt that 1 week, right? And you went down
yeah,
to you were at 4 cards down to two, correct?
yeah, yeah.
I mean,
So I'm just working on those two. Yeah,
that's incredible, first off. So congrats to that. Also, think about the short timeline that it was.
right.
Couple months. It
Yeah,
wasn't like you
exactly.
slacked off for years here. We're talking a couple months.
Right. And all that too is like it's also got to realize, and I spoke to Tom about it, and he was like, honestly, listen, like he said very similar things in the sense that, hey, listen, like life happens, and as long as you're just staying on top of it, that's the most important part too. And just getting back on track. And he's like,
Sure.
as long as you feel you're confident in yourself in terms of building that structure and staying on top of it, you're going to be back on your path sooner than later, and then things are going to start clicking and things are going to start working out. So I'm very positive and open-minded and still working towards that. And I know that I was on the 7 figure club call that you had a couple weeks ago.
Huh?
um, that's probably something I'll look towards doing, once I fully pay things off on my end. But I just felt like if I have money to throw to that, I should be throwing it towards the paying off the debt. So
Yeah,
that's
100%. I agree.
yeah,
I will support that message.
yeah, absolutely.
Well,
So
you got what? So
yeah,
you got some debt left. Do you have a timeline or a projection on finishing that next couple months?
yeah. So I should be completely out of it by May or June, depending on some of the numbers that trickle in. I know I have like an idea of certain commissions that I'll be getting, but there are a
Yep.
couple other numbers that I don't fully know until I get them. So, and I'm also due for promotion too, so I know my income is
Awesome.
going to increase. Yeah, so I'm just going along the steps that and everything you've covered in the classes and applying it and just making sure I'm staying on top of it, and then just making sure that all those other future events that are coming in, like I do have like 2 or 3 more weddings to go to, keeping that in track with a budget. And it's like, okay, where do I need to cut corners a little bit? Oh, you know, obviously, you know how it is when
Yep.
people want to go out and you get caught up in the social day to day. So I'm learning to say no too is an important piece. Like that's money
It's
psychology
funny.
piece.
Funny you say that. Learning to say no. The very first, I think it was the first Monday presentation. This was dating back like a year and a half ago when the academy first opened. The
Hmm.
first piece of content I put into the academy for the live call, I think were like 8 things that are like not typical, like things that could really help you with your finances, saving money, investing more. The first tip was learn to say no. Because
Yeah,
it's like it's such like a small thing, but it's so powerful, right? It's like if you learn that it's not to take away from having fun or enjoying, but like sometimes you just gotta say no. Everyone's asking you everything and wants for everything
for
from you.
sure.
It's an adjustment, man. I'm proud of you for being able to do that. So okay, so 6 months ago, let's say max
Mm.
plus another 6 months, so 35,000 in 1 year.
Super impressive if
It's
once I
really
get that
good.
completed. Yeah, yeah. I
Look at
mean, I
it that
know.
way versus looking like,
Yeah,
I always say, look at how far you've come versus, how far you have left to go. You've done a
yeah.
tremendous job. It's hard to beat that. A year, $35,000.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely, and of course, you've been a massive inspiration to everyone in the academy, and of course myself. You paid off $304,000. I know you've reached out that, but you also I have to realize like you made sacrifices, and I realize like I need to make sacrifices at certain times, and I have, and I continue will until I get to the point where I want to be. And then of course, I have all the other courses and everything that all the other classes that I've been through
Yep.
from the academy, and I also know where I'm going to be putting my money, of course, when I start
Phenomenal.
investing again.
Yeah, because the investments are coming. You'll get that locked in. Potentially more
Hmm.
deal opportunity within Seven Figure Club. Just other, obviously insurances, all the other stuff we talk about as well here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I definitely am a lot more positive than I was like 10 days ago. I just like weird New Year's blues, and of
Oh,
course
we
I'm
all we all go through those time to time.
yeah. So
How has the
yeah,
support of the community? How has Heather been? All the extracurricular stuff we do here.
absolutely great. I reached out to Heather probably twice after our call, just because I just had a few more questions after our first call, and also just like, hey, I'm kind of struggling with this. Like, what would are kind of like the best practices, or what has worked when you've spoken to other people? And she gave me some information that's really helped to
Awesome.
kind of just change my viewpoint of money. It's a tool to get where I need to go versus it's not this weight weighing me down, because if I treat it as that, I'm emotionally going to feel that way. And every dollar I spend, it's like, why isn't it going towards debt? It's like, I have to live my life, right?
Yes,
There,
exactly.
I need to spend to live, but I also like have to spend in moderation. And that's the key.
100%, man. I'm glad that's really clicked because I think that's a big hurdle for a lot of people. They feel like some way towards money it always holds them back their whole life, and they don't even see it sometimes. Even if they're doing quote unquote the right thing, paying off debt, investing and stuff like. Some people are so obsessed, hyper obsessed with that they forget to. Hey, this is the goal. Is it's the tool to get to where you want to go. So I'm
Exactly.
glad that's come full circle. What are next steps, man? What are you looking to do?
For me, right, I'm just going to keep, hacking away at the debt. When the those commissions come in, and then the increase in the salary, that's going to just be piled on and towards to all that. For right now, I think my girlfriend and I had a conversation. We're going to stay in the same place for our apartment, so that's not a cost that's going to be coming in anytime soon. So which is nice. And I'm lucky I'm in New York City, so my rent is like, yeah, it's high, but compared to a lot of other people, it's not, and it's very manageable. And of course, it's allowed me to, stay on top of everything in terms of paying things off. So that's kind of like the major push as of right now. And then, we'll just see how things go from there once I pay everything off in the next 6 months.
That's awesome, man. Super proud of you. And obviously the cool thing about this is there's lifetime access. So like it's not
Yeah.
like you're getting booted or like you're on your own now. Like you're with the community forever and we're always here to help you and stuff like that. What would you tell somebody sitting on the sideline waiting to come into the academy? I'm sure before you joined the academy, there was some skepticism,
Mhm.
worried, is this going to be the right fit for me? What gave you that confidence to take that leap of faith?
I think I kind of realized for me, I and I learned this through my own job actually. I do like structure, and I think that that's a key thing that your program provides, in the sense that you have your week to week, you have your homework, your things you need to do, and that structure really allowed me to kind of just stay on top of everything. And I think that's key for a couple of other people, because people need structure. I think some people just don't realize they need it. And
100%.
if that was like one thing that, if I had to tell someone else, to hey, what made you join this program? It's having the structure put into place that I know I can go step by step by step, and I know that I'm working towards a certain goal for myself. And I
Hmm.
think that would allow someone that's been on the sidelines to jump in and be like, hey, I'm not being just told what to do. I have a process that I can go through, and I can see how I'm going along that journey, versus, you have versus a person just throwing money at things and not knowing where their money's going, not knowing what to
Yep.
do, uh, not knowing like your credit card interest rates and all that stuff. Like all these small things that your program provides definitely provided that structure and that process for me to see my journey.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think systems are the most crucial thing for human beings because we're not systematic by nature. And so like a lot of
Right.
our stuff is just like emotional float with the wind type of stuff. And like one day we're focused on this, the other day we're focused on this. And like if you build out a system that actually works for you and can see it in front of you, it just makes your life a lot easier. And like ultimately that's what we're doing. We're not, curing cancer over here. We're not doing some crazy stuff, but what we
Mm.
are doing is systemizing, making your life a lot easier. And that's like my whole intention behind all the stuff we do. That's awesome, man. Well, hey, I really, really appreciate you coming on here, man. Is there any last words you would tell somebody that is thinking about joining or thinking about taking or joining Budget Dog Academy?
Um, if if not now, when? Right? There's not some perfect system that's going to transform your life. If you're looking to make a change, you're not going to make a change until you actually make the change, right? So
Yep.
you need to take control of your own life. And it's like, if this is something that works for you, great. Dive in, go through the program and see if it works for you. But if you keep waiting on the sidelines, you're going to be looking for an answer or solution that you never know if it is the right thing for you or not. So
Sure.
take the plunge, apply it to your life, and then just see how everything works for it. And also do it step by step. Don't half-ass it. That's another thing. That's
Yeah.
probably
No,
the second thing. Yeah,
man, I wish I could like echo that to everybody. Do it step by step. Don't do it half-ass, and you're gonna get results. Like that's all it is. That's all it takes.
absolutely. Yeah.
What else can we help you with, man? Anything else that's on your mind or anything you guys need?
I have nothing else on my end. I really appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to have this conversation, but I appreciate, everything you've done and the program you've created, and you're helping my life, and you're helping tons of other people with on their financial journeys.
I look at my academy members as like true family, and like when you guys
Mm,
need something, let's say you lose a job or something tough happens, right, in life, like
yeah,
never be afraid to ask the community or be shy to ask us. Like if you need something, man, like that's something I'm dead serious about. Like I want to voice that to a lot of people is like we will be
for
there for
sure.
you in other capacities than just finance. Like finance is the start of
Yeah.
it, but I like how it's all interconnected and like we're here
Yeah.
to make impact and make change. And if we can do that for you in any sort of way, never be afraid to ask the community.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a huge part of it too, and being able to see other people's stories and seeing other situations, because some people think like, oh, no one has it worse than me. Like, oh, they don't understand. And it's
Yes,
like, there are people in way worse situations than you that have gone out of, the situation, and have thrived. So
100%,
having
man.
those conversations and seeing those stories is definitely key too. And I think the community also provides that.
Good, good. Well, hey, man, I really appreciate it again. And again, if you need anything, we're always here. But I can't say anything, but I'm extremely proud of what you've done.
Appreciate it. Thanks so much, Brennan. Thank you for putting all this together. And we'll speak soon in the academy. And appreciate everything. And good luck with all your future endeavors as well.